Hello, I'm Daniel Lee, and this is
I'm OGL.
we are Custom OGT, and that is Youngblood playing a Gibson. Yeah, maybe I don't know, but
Whatever he's playing, he's having a great time doing it.
yeah, and he's doing really well. His new album comes out in 10 days, I believe. Also, he's got a lot of touring ahead of him. I didn't look at the spots, but I did see that he's touring. He was born in 1997. That's the year I was supposed to graduate. Glad I didn't graduate, or I wouldn't have been near as smart. Think about that one.
Yeah.
It makes sense the more you think about it.
Yeah,
the more you think about it.
Mr. Youngblood's got an album dropping in 10 days, actually. So.
Yep, and his last song, the cover of, I didn't even know that was a cover song, but like I've been singing that song my whole life. That was really good.
Yeah, it was a cover of Kiss of all bands, but yeah, he owned it. He did a great job.
First Kiss song I ever heard sang good.
Right.
And I like Kiss, but.
And then, Hello to Heaven, that was an amazing track. So yeah, Youngblood is he's on the rise and he's got talent to spare. This was suggested to us by our OGTeam member Audiva, and she mentioned it was basically wanted to bring attention to nurses and medical professionals, and I am 100% behind that cause. My mom had a battle with colorectal cancer. The nurses there were diligent. They were machines. They were super nice too. So and they work such long shifts. I've even worked with people who are going to nursing school or who have had jobs as nurses to say like it's grueling. They'll work 20-hour shifts sometimes. So let's give them credit, guys. They're amazing people, and they help put us back together when we fall apart.
Thank you, Audiva. I had no idea I just knew it was something important to you. I think you knew that would strike a chord with me too. I spent lots of times in hospitals, and I'll just say that you covered it, but I will say that there are some nurses that are bad apples. They give them bad names, and there are patients that are great, but most of the time they deal with either super mundane or terrible. I mean, I had a guy come up in my room, a big old dude, he got loose. He's like, "Hey man, your food is good." Well, you can have it, dude, take it. But now, I mean, they come in there and got him, being sweet to him. They get harassed all different kinds of ways. So, anyway, don't mean to take up time, but yes, that's a very important thing. Our teachers, our cops, our soldiers, they all work for institutions that don't work for them, in my opinion. So, it's definitely not made for them. So, anyway, yeah, tough subject. And let's do it. 3 minutes, 16, right? John said something about that. All right, shout out to all the nurses, all the assistants, all the ones that scrub the toilets, sweep the floors. They're necessary too.
The unsung heroes.
Talk about the words they would hurt. They would hurt. So if you were to ask about the pain, I would lie. Fix my mind, I need time, but it's running out. running. I know that I can't live without you, but this world will keep turning if you do. Would you even want me looking like a zombie? Would you even want me, want me, want me? We could catch a spaceship to the
Man, I wish we'd have put the lyrics. I'm just kind of infatuated with the video at the moment, so. And you know, it's usually not me, but. Yeah, man, I mean, they, my daughter's a first responder. My niece is a 911 response, or a call girl. Call. Sorry. She is. Yeah, and my daughter, she's brought back a lot of trauma with her. So I imagine, well, I know the nurses go through the same thing. I have third floor on Facebook. I always tried to be the one patient that had to like I do here and say goofy shit that's not every day, because on YouTube that isn't nearly as popular as someone doing a mundane job that hears the same words or the same attitude, the same spiel, if you will, around. But yeah, so I try to do that to like any kind of clerk or anything, who does the same meaningless. Hey, nice day. I always say we remind each other. You did really good. So, it's something different. All right, go ahead, bud.
Right off the bat, I just want to say that's in the video. That's Florence Pugh. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. It's P-U-G-H. She's been in a lot. She's been in, like, if you're a Marvel fan, you know Florence. She's been in Black Widow. She's been in Thunderbolts. She's been in the Hawkeye show. She's also in the second part of Dune. She's been in a lot recently.
So the girl that was Black Widow?
She was one of the Black Widows.
Okay.
She was, yeah, that's Scarlett Johansson, but her
yeah, yeah.
Youngblood, I think, ended up just meeting her at a pub, I think. So they just sat down and shot the shit, and she was really cool. So, really cool for her to take part in this video, especially considering the seriousness of the topic. I like Youngblood's voice. I like how it's very expressive, but not particularly enunciated. There's kind of a drawl, kind of a slurred quality to the words. That could simply sort of be representing the mundane nature of the job, the repetitive nature of it. There's one lyric that says, I need time, but it's running out. But you know, he's still able to, he brought some nasality into that. He was able to do like a flip into his falsetto there briefly. I'm really impressed by his vocals. And the arrangement of the song, the bass sort of has that pulsing quality that almost sounds like a heartbeat. You had the acoustic guitar in the beginning, and then that electric guitar melody enters. It's setting a great mood. So, and I think it syncs up with the visuals perfectly.
All right.
Spaceship to the moon, but we'd crash. It wouldn't last, because the world is just a figment of the fools, a blank stare. They don't care. Say your prayers. You're almost there, but it's running now. It's running out. I know that I can't live without you, but this world
I didn't see a good stopping place. Yeah, man. I mean, you see so many people recover just to die. You're making their time more comfortable, and that's the really sad part about that too. But I'm not going to go into it. But I just think people should be more supportive when people are in their dying moment instead of crying and begging. Do that afterwards. If it's inevitable, don't make them feel terrible about it. I've seen that happen a lot. But yeah, he's the way he's crescendoing. This is three of them actually. Um, like flirting with dip bones, but maybe they are half dips. But also he's using a lot of breath, and he's ending on the S's and H's, which I can't say very well because of my teeth or lack of. And yeah, it's just it's not a super emotional song. Even the topic is kind of a beautiful thing. I mean, they know what they're signing up for. It doesn't make it any easier. And I guess the video is portraying the sad side of that, not necessarily the happy side. But yeah, and this may be more tuned into a certain story. It looks like I'm sure nurses that work in cancer places, man, that's got to be terrible because none of your patients are really going home. Yeah, that's got to be really hard.
I think anyone who works in a cancer ward or a nursing home, I feel the most for them because that's you're dealing with so many people that have lost hope. I think that's maybe you go into something like that wanting to help and having all the best intentions of the world, having all the energy and all the resilience. It's just a cumulative toll because you're dealing with people in every kind of emotional state. You're seeing all of this crazy stuff, emotional, physical, mental trauma. You're dealing with family members who are going through every emotional state. You just have to juggle all of that. And then, go home and try to have some sort of a personal life that is going to wear on you. And that's, you sort of get that weariness in Youngblood's vocals. He really does impress me as a vocal stylist because there's almost like you said, there's air in his sound that gives it sort of this weariness, but there's also like it's got teeth. It's almost, some of the lines are almost snarled or sneered.
Yeah. And I think what you were talking about is diction. I think that's just his accent shows through more than most singers. Like, I don't think his accent is as strong as, say, Ozzy's. I know it's not the same accent, or it's close, but you know what I mean. I don't think English and British are exactly the same, but my point is, Ozzy talk. I don't know. Ozzy couldn't talk either. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean. A lot of singers, their accent doesn't. Bono's one of them. His accent doesn't really come through when he sings.
Yeah.
John Farno, and really none of them like that. But Youngblood leans into it, and I like, especially on his cont and the A's and the.
And I always thought that was.
Which I think that's cool the way they say that.
Yeah.
I like the way they say that.
Yeah, I think when an accent shows up in a singer's singing voice, I always think it sort of lends sort of an exotic feel. And that, I mean, it probably sounds natural to them, but as an American, I hear something like that. It's like, oh, cool. That sounds like it came from someplace else. And in the most positive way. I want to pull up some lyrics here because I think his delivery.
There's a little bit of the song left.
Okay.
But go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, let's finish up the song and I'll highlight sections of the lyric.
Would you even want me?
I kind of get the zombie reference now. I mean, I think they're saying the nurse feels like the zombie.
Yeah. But
not the patient.
She has to put up a brave front because, you if you're ill and you're having trouble holding on to hope as it is, you don't want your nurse coming in looking haggard like she's falling as well. So I see the...
Looking haggard, is that what you said?
Haggard, yes.
You making fun of Merle? Sorry, I never heard that term.
But I was also going to say there are a lot of artists that will lip sync for their videos, and others, I know Steven Tyler from R.Schmitt will sing on their videos to the point where he'll blow his voice out doing multiple takes.
The guy with the biggest lips sings.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, Youngblood seems to be one of those that likes to sing because, like, he's invested and, like, there's a cluster of veins popping out of his forehead from the energy he's putting into his sound. Yeah, right. He is, like, his commitment is really impressive and it's compelling. He's got a lot of charisma, too. Like, he's giving the camera that death stare that whole time. But I do think he's sort of channeling that inner weary anger that these people probably feel that they have inside but can't show the world because they have to try to keep people, they need to give people positivity. They need to give them hope. They need to get them through to the next
And there's a face everybody makes certain, even different genres of songs. We'll talk about something, but it's not because I want to put perversion in it. But like I always call the face. I always say what's most special to me about making love is the face that your partner gives you in that moment, and that's like the orgasmic footprint of someone. It's different, pretty much with everyone. That's something sacred, and it's the same way with like faces we make when we sing and stuff. Not the reasoning, but you know what I mean. It's it feels like an orgasmic feeling, like that's a release of
energy and emotion.
Good feeling shit. Yeah, I mean, sorry, you got the right words, but yeah, it's if you're going to be really invested in a song, what I'm getting at, you're not going to sing it straight faced like Milli Vanilli. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. If you don't know about Milli Vanilli, look them up.
Right.
Which that seems to happen quite a lot, but I guess they were just the first ones.
Yeah, and more artists are being caught doing it, and now there's like the backing tracks.
Because of that Pegasus guy, he nails everybody. Hi, Youngblood.
Just wanted to bring up some lyrics here real quick. Just ones that stuck out. Not necessarily go through the whole thing, but going to here's genius, so I got to navigate the pop-ups. We could catch a spaceship to the moon, but we just crash. It wouldn't last because the world is just a figment of the fools, a blank stare. They don't care. So say your prayers. You're almost there, but it's running out. It's running out. Oh, I know that I can't live without you, but this world will keep turning if you do. Would you even want me looking like a zombie? Like, that is some seriously bleak stuff there. But, and I guess the cool thing about the song is it puts energy into those bleak lyrics. Because you just read that, it almost sounds like someone throwing their hands and giving up. But you see Youngblood performing, and that's someone that is vital. That is someone that still has a lot to give.
He's doing a good job giving back, so applause.
No doubt.
Got my respect. Mental health is real, and music supports your groups or something like that. And, support your groups always. Support your local tool, you know what I mean? And Audiva, thank you. Aussies, we're going to get back to some Jimmy Barnes and John Farnham and stuff. In fact, I've had that on my mind a lot lately. And Vanessa, God almighty. And with my Rosie. Anyway. I got a skyhook hat on. So, let's go. Man, we're fucking done. So, we love y'all.
Thanks for singing to the unsung, Youngblood.
And Thanks for being nurses. Mayor's got something nurse kidnapped me or something like that. I forget what it is. It's cool. Anyway, much love.